A while back, I reported on Naomie Pilula. She's a Zambian attorney who posted a selfie and was just lambasted with such vile, nasty comments. And before I go further in the beautiful case of poetic justice, let me just remind you of the report I did, and then we'll talk about it further. You know, online trolls can be very, very wicked, nasty people. And that is exactly what they did to this sister, Naomie Pilula, who dared to post a selfie. But take a look at her response to the trolls.
I have people commenting on my videos that are just plain mean. And so the first time I got comments that I felt were mean, I was taken aback. It's never happened to me, and it was so new. And so I was kind of like, wait, what? What's going on? And then I quickly moved from being like shocked about it and then being kind of like, but that's just so mean. Like, why would you do that to another human being? Like, that's just mean, right? And then I moved from that to anger. Somewhere along the lines, I decided, hey, it's my page. It's my post. So in as much as you can't control what people say on a normal basis, at the very least, I can control where they say it. So if you're going to say it on my page or on my post, I'm going to delete it. I started deleting whichever comments that I felt was mean. And then I quickly became tired of that because, fam, I do work. And I do have a life outside of Instagram. So I really did not have the time or the energy to start responding to all those posts or deleting them or things like that. I grew up having a lot of comments around my appearance, my nose, other features of my face, other features of my body. And so I was very insecure about my appearance for a very long time. And then thank the Lord, I started liking myself. Not just loving myself, like I actually started liking myself, and I started liking exactly how I'm made. And then you get these comments, right, concerning my face and my features and other things. I think that it's very easy, and I've been guilty of this. I think it's very easy to, especially in this world of social media, to look at people's videos and posts and stuff like that and respond with derogatory marks, or even if you don't, some of us don't even post it, but we'll think it and do that and not respond, or we just laugh on our own. But I was reminded of the scripture about how we were woven together in our mother's womb, right? And the fact that God saw us even before we were created, like he's the one who knit us together. And so that tells me that every intricate detail of even my features was something that God put thought and time into, right, to create, and not just mine, but every single living person on this earth. And it dawned on me that by laughing at a person, by laughing at what has been created, aren't you in essence laughing at the Creator?
Let me just start by saying that I absolutely refuse to even post or outline any of the nasty comments she received, because I refuse to give these trolls any life. But what I will say to these trolls is, who appointed you the authority on what the beauty standard is? And why is it that you feel so comfortable going on people's pages and posting such nasty comments about people's appearances? Like, what's going on in your life? And what does that say about you and your character, that you would take the time, rather than what, a normal human, decent person would do? I mean, I know I do it. If I see something and I don't like it, or I don't like, how that looks or how that person looks, I just keep it moving. Or I'll just, check it off to say, I don't want to see this anymore, so that I don't have to see it. And that's really the simple thing to do. But you trolls who choose to go on and say hateful things about this beautiful woman's appearance, again, I say, That says a lot about your character. And why don't you look in the mirror at yourself and at your life? Because you can't possibly be happy with your life. Because anybody who's happy or content with their life wouldn't want to adopt the hurt people attitude unless you're not happy with your life. Because why would somebody want to be wicked and evil otherwise? So I think you have to take a good hard look at yourself and do some inner work to ask yourself why. Why am I doing that? And then look in the mirror at yourself. How do you look? So this sister mentioned some things that I want to touch on. She mentioned that, she also was taken aback by the hate she got from her selfie. She also mentions that she was insecure about her looks and she learned to love herself and like herself, which I'm so happy about. And so in loving and liking herself, she posted this, only to be met with nastiness upon nastiness. But I also love that she took it to a spiritual place. And she's talking about God's creation. And she's talking about how God woven us in our mom's wombs. And, the fact that if people are insulting God's creation, then you are in fact insulting a God. Because really and truly, we're not supposed to insult God's creations. Without reiterating everything that I said in my initial report, I'm just going to close that piece off by saying once again, I love the fact that she has, number one, kept her post up. She is refusing to allow these bullies and these trolls and these really just not good human beings to, bring her down. Because at the end of the day, she's an attorney. She's a very accomplished, intelligent person who is beautiful, I say again. What are you people doing? You, the ones that are trolling her and saying all of these nasty things to her, what are you doing with your life? And like I said in this report, you must not be very happy with your life. But let me just go on to the poetic justice part. Just take a look at this beautiful photo shoot that she had done, and then we'll talk about it even further. Are they not stunning? Is she not stunning? Now, let's talk about the other piece of sweet poetic justice. Naomie has been invited to walk in Paris Fashion Week. So there you have it, trolls. All of you people that had nasty things to say about her, she is only rising and shining more. And this is an example of getting rewarded for good behavior as opposed to all of the people that get rewarded for bad behavior, which seems to be a thing nowadays. This, what I love so much, is she's getting rewarded for good behavior, for going high when everybody else was going low, for addressing the trolls in the most classy and spiritual and just beautiful way. I absolutely just love this woman and I admire her. I admire her courage. I admire her strength. And more people need to be like her. Okay? And more people need to continue to reward this rather than nastiness because there's too much reward for that kind of behavior. So I just wanted to provide a little update here. And again, to say to the trolls, you really need to get a life. Seriously, you do. Because again, I will say, if you will take the time to sit there and write ugliness under somebody's post, instead of just doing the natural and I guess the thing that a good human would do, which is just keep it moving. If it's not something you like, then you really do need to do some serious inner work, because something is fundamentally wrong. If you really sit and think about it, something is fundamentally wrong with you and not the person that you're attacking. Okay? So go get a life, go get therapy, do something with yourself, and you'll be all right. In the meantime, family, let me know what you think about this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content. Until next time, I shall see you again. Until then, please be safe.